What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quickie. It's week 19, Judgment Day. Is it week 19? Yes, week 19, Judgment Day. Welcome everyone to another quickie. Exciting day today. It's the end of the eliminations for our Fantasy Benchwarmers League, at least most of them. My name is JJT, your host with Komish Eric. How's it, Komish?
We're ready.
Wait,
in week
are
19.
we? No, we're not matching up on the Champions League.
No,
against
it
Charles.
wasn't us. You're third seed, I'm second seed. So if we win, I wanted to get to third seed actually because I wanted Charles to match up. But anyway, I feel like I can beat his team more than Grant. Grant is the one I got. But anyway, JJT is very important. I'm just gonna tell you guys the story for fantasy league, our own fantasy league.
Right.
I was down 2-7 by the start of this today in our own league with my high school friends, and I was able to make a rally, and I got it to 4-4. I actually should have gotten it to 6-3. I needed Randall to score 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 steal. And this freaking Julius Randle scored 10 freaking points.
That's your favorite player.
10 points, and he had exactly 7 rebounds. If he didn't get that 7th rebound, I would have killed this Julius Randle, and 0 steals. So instead of 6-3, I went with 4-4. So long story short, I'm tied with the 6th spot. Instead of being 2 games ahead, I'm now tied. And the last week is week 20, and I'm against JJT.
So, this is the non dynasty league, right?
Yes. So JJT needs to do me a favor. Been doing this for so long. He has to give me. He's already in. He's already in. So
I want to secure that top 2. I think I'm third at the moment.
Yeah, you're third.
I thought I was gonna make it to second. But yeah, because there's a buy for the top 2, and I need that buy as well. So let's see.
No. I'll just put this out there for JJT for just my spiel here. If he looks at my lineup is a bunch of trash. If he allows me to win this week, he's gonna get me as opponent for the quarterfinals the week after. So it's almost like a buy.
Yeah.
Just relax, and you get an easy way to the semifinals. If you beat me, you'll get a harder opponent. That's
in the semifinals.
Yes. No. For the quarterfinals, because even if you beat me, you're not sure of the second seed. The second seed.
True.
I'm just
it's
putting
close.
it out.
It's there. Close. The only thing that's working for me, the top seed right now got a little weaker. Though he has Kevin Durant back, so let's see how that goes. But yeah, I think that one was crucial for him. So if we can catch that up, I still want that buy because I want a rest week, because week 21, I might, hopefully, I still have my teams in the playoffs. A lot of FBW leagues.
No, I'm serious. Jeremy, I'm serious. No, I'm serious. If you beat me, you're not sure of the second seed. And if you're third seed, the guy who's in the 7th seed, the 6th seed tied with me, will be your opponent in the quarterfinals. You're not sure if even winning that quarterfinal matchup.
Yeah,
I can guarantee you. That's the guy that traded KD and got LaMelo.
Okay.
It's not an easy matchup. I'm telling you that.
Is this collusion? We're talking about our matchups without our friends knowing.
Actually, since we're talking about daily fantasy all the time, we'll just talk about some of the news and a little buy. But we have time here. I think we have talked about these kind of conversations. Is it collusion or not? In my opinion, guys, if it works for him, if it works for me, it's not one-sided. It should work. It should be okay. I'm just saying it out there, not because it could benefit me, but if it benefits Jeremy and benefits me, I think it should be okay. I just believe. That's my rule. That's my rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, To be honest, I don't know the answer. Just because taking the perspective of someone who is not involved in that, and
Yeah.
like the other guy who is trying to get into the sixth spot as well, could think it's a collusion, right? Because that doesn't really, that's like a game fixing from his
Well,
perspective.
I guess because I was talking to someone, I in the invitationals, I want to be the third seed. I don't want to be second. I'm looking at matchups. I'm just looking at
Yeah,
matchups.
yeah.
So he's around 7, 8, something like that. So if I just throw away this week and let him win, people will say, "Why did you do that? You're colluding with him." But if people ask me why I did that, I'm gonna say I'm looking at matchups. So I'm not colluding. I'm not.
That's another thing about, that's different because you are acting alone.
No, he actually talked to me.
Oh, let's not mention the name.
I'm not gonna name names, but we were actually talking about it already, and I'm open to it because I'm also thinking of the same thing. He's thinking of the same thing. I'm thinking of the same thing. So there's, I don't know. I'm just putting this kind of conversations because it's this very very
No,
crucial
because this is the
playoffs.
time when these
Yes,
things happen. And
yes,
just to give you an idea, there was in one of the leagues, there was someone who raised a question about a manager who is in the eighth seed dropping Jaylen Brown the last Saturday. So last Saturday, we didn't really know whether Jaylen Brown was about to play today. There was no news, no
yeah,
timetable, really no specific timetable. We don't know the severity and all. So he had three players on IL. But only two IL slots: Kyle Lowry, Jaylen Brown, and Anthony Edwards. He is in the eighth seed, so he was trying to get as many categories as he can to try and secure that, because the ninth seed is just zero point 0.5 games behind, so really really close. So he decided to drop Jaylen Brown. Now fast forward to today, because Jaylen Brown cleared waivers yesterday. Someone picked him up. Well, interestingly, only two players tried to pick him up. Two managers tried to pick him up, and even yesterday, no one really knew that he was going to play today. And
yeah.
then it was raised. Someone raised that, why did he drop Jaylen Brown? So I talked to the manager, and he said that he had to make a decision, and he thought that Kyle Lowry would be ahead because Kyle Lowry is really not an injury related absence, right? It's more of a personal thing. So he was thinking that could be, maybe he'll be back earlier than Jaylen Brown, who has an injury. So he just decided to drop him just to survive. And those kinds of things happen. And I know it's questionable, but I've talked to some managers as well within the same league. And they said that, yeah, they can get why he dropped them, although he would have, of course, in hindsight, everyone would have felt that he should have just dropped Kyle Lowry instead of Jaylen Brown, right? In hindsight, but no one really knew what was about to happen, right? So anyway, those
I
things happen. And
I
it's
I
hard for a commissioner.
just to comment on that kind of situation, I would have dropped Lowry over Brown. That's the only thing I would have said that manager did
The,
wrong.
the
But
only
that is
thing
not
is, the only thing is, I'm not sure whether all of them are IL eligible. Because Brown is not IL eligible. He's only IL plus eligible. At that time, when
okay.
he dropped Jaylen Brown, I'm not sure if Anthony Edwards was IL eligible already, because Yahoo doesn't really tag a player IL on the IL list until they miss 3 games, right? So I'm not sure if, I, of course, we couldn't backtrack on that, but yeah, that's the only reason why I can also think why he did pick Lowry, although he said directly to me that he thought that Lowry would be able to come back first.
Um, yeah, I guess that's a judgment call.
Yeah.
As I said, the only thing I could fault the manager is that I think even if Lowry comes back first, you still choose to keep Jaylen over Lowry as much as possible because Jaylen is still a higher upside player. So I would have done that. But outside of that, you have to do what you have to do. You have to survive. And I've been talking to Jeremy just opening his mind about giving me this week because I have to do everything to survive. That's just how it
Yeah.
is. That's just how fantasy is, right? I mean, if you have to put some mind games to your opponent, you have to do whatever you have to do. And as Jeremy said, only two managers uh put a waiver claim on Jaylen Brown. So if the whole league thinks that he should not have dropped him, why didn't the league waiver Jaylen Brown?
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
I
why
mean,
only two
the
managers?
the other thing is that most of those in top of the waivers are already out of the playoffs. So I think that's another reason why some of them did claim. Like I talked to one manager, he said he was
Yeah.
11th and didn't feel like he was still going to win it, so he just didn't attempt already. But he was okay with it. I mean,
But
it was fair game for him.
but that's breaks of the game, and that's why sometimes you keep your waiver priority claim. You don't use it easily because of situations when in the playoffs things like this happen, and there will be more players who will be dropped who are borderline drops. There will be more. Like
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, if might show up in some waivers if he continues to miss games. He
Yeah.
might.
There, just to survive, there will be
Yes.
players who will be dropped. Anyway, let's talk about some news. Injuries, these players could be dropped as well. Jarrett Allen is the biggest casualty today. Um, yeah, he didn't finish the game because of the quad, but he also had a broken finger. Um, so out indefinitely, drop.
If your playoff starts now, I mean, yes, you have to drop, and you don't have an IL spot, you have to drop already. He's probably going to be out at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So if your playoffs start now, that's the whole playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to move on. You have to move on.
And
Bad
again,
break.
these are breaks of the game. You move on. That means one man would step up, and maybe that's as we saw today. Evan Mobley stepped up big time. Hopefully, he can continue that. So Mobley owners would be happy, and maybe Markkanen as well. Those players are probably rostered.
Kevin Love.
Kevin Love, yeah.
Kevin Love.
I don't
They're
see
probably gonna
Kevin Love
start
in the waivers, so yeah, he is
probably
rostered.
starting Mobley, Marken, and Love to keep their big lineup. But a guy like probably not a obvious choice, Chedai Osman,
Mhm.
who I think would get a lot more minutes as a small forward because Markkanen would probably play more power forward without Allen. So that will open up minutes for Osman. So I like Osman also as an add here.
Yeah. The only thing is, I don't think Cleveland has a good uh, early week schedule. I think they, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, you just have to be conscious about when to add these players, especially you're streaming. Well, when streaming for the playoffs, Will Barton also sprained his ankle.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in the
Bad.
playoffs, I think not a hard drop. I guess.
Well,
Although
they
Barton
have a
might
good
be a day
schedule.
to day. Yeah.
Yeah, day to day. And according to the reports, it's not very bad sprain. But tomorrow is a back to back, so he might miss that game. And then maybe hopefully he can play the game after that. Let's see.
Yeah. Uh, Raul Neto, well, a lower end guy, also sprained his ankle, but he is a drop. Obviously, if you're
He's a drop. Yes.
there are
He's a
lots
drop.
there are a lot of point guards if you need one that you can stream. Portland has one good one. Quickly is available in a lot of leagues. Well, at least in some leagues, by the way. So yeah, Neto is a drop. Draymond Green is a week
It's an ad. Yeah.
if he has been dropped. I think there are some leagues wherein he has been dropped. So yeah, you could add him back.
A lot. A lot of leagues he has been
But
dropped. Actually,
10 days.
that's good enough. I mean, if someone dropped him, you pick him up, put him in your IL. Hopefully,
Yeah.
well, today is week 20. What if a lot of leagues start week 21? So you have him exactly at week 21. So that's just perfect time.
Yeah. So there. But the biggest thing about these playoffs now are the rest and players not because of injuries, not because of injuries, but mostly resting. Really, well, we don't really know, but yeah, it's there. We don't really know, but yeah, like tomorrow, the whole Golden State starting five is not gonna play, and that's I don't think that's coincidentally because of injuries. So this is going to be annoying for the playoffs, and we're not even talking about starting the playoffs late in the season. This is not even late in the season.
Well, yeah, but because of blatant tanking on some teams like Portland and then Golden State doing whatever they want to do, that's really bad. The Denver game isn't even a game you would think that the Warriors would just tank or just give away, but that's what they're gonna do here. So
No,
tomorrow,
I
I
think
would.
if you notice, there's some trend here where in some teams don't really play their full roster against top teams.
Maybe that's
There have
possible.
been lots of things happening like that. I have noticed that there are some teams who would just sit out some players. Even on they don't really choose teams now who they go up against.
Yeah, and that's what makes it even worse because you can't plan for it. You can't
Yeah,
really plan for it. You don't know how to respond. But the good news is the Warriors announce it 1 or 2 days in advance. So in that case, you might have, even if it's even if your format is daily today or daily tomorrow kind of adding, you should have added players like
Minga,
Kuminga,
yeah.
Otto Porter maybe. Of course, Jordan Poole is not probably available, but Damian Lee and who else? Moses Moody. Moses Moody. I think he might. I would think Poole and Moody will start tomorrow with Otto Porter and maybe Kuminga. So those whoever starts look promising tomorrow for the Warriors.
Yeah. Lots of questionable tags as well
A
all
lot.
over.
A
Let's
lot.
talk about some of them. DeJounte Murray, Devin Vassell of the Spurs. DeJounte, I guess, is a big piece. I mean, I could imagine lots of teams who are having success this year is because of DeJounte. Your fourth round guy giving you first round value, that's a big jump.
Yes. The only thing that might be a silver lining for you guys is I don't think it's a major injury. Maybe he misses 1 game per week. He might take it as long as he has a big game, in the rest of the week. So that you have to take that into consideration now.
Yeah.
This is not a back to back. Okay, it's also not a back to back. The Warriors not a back to back. The Spurs not a back to back. So it's officially the season where rest will just come out of nowhere.
Yeah. So
That's how it is.
in case he doesn't play, Trey Jones would be the guy to stream. Lonnie
If you can still
Walker,
can add, yeah.
if you still have him. But if your setting is daily today, you could still add him. And Josh Primo maybe on the very deep leagues could be
Yeah.
added. Nikola Vucevic is also questionable for tomorrow against the Philadelphia 76ers and Joel Embiid. So Tristan Thompson um, could be an ad.
Well, if Thompson plays tomorrow against Embiid, he's a good play. It's gonna be a good play tomorrow. If Vucevic doesn't play,
yeah,
it's gonna be a
so
good play.
Tristan Thompson can be a play. Jalen Brunson also questionable, I think. Of foot injury.
Yeah.
Yep. Josh Green is a possible streamer or ad for this, but this one's a little bit deeper leagues, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
Just a deeper format kind of thing.
yeah,
Maybe you want
18,
to you want
20
to
leagues.
gamble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you probably won't add him if you're not yet in the playoffs. This is some player you add if you are in the playoffs. I don't think it's gonna be a rest of the season thing. So don't go chasing Josh Green and then later on realizing you wasted the move. Cameron Johnson is also an ad. I mean an out for tomorrow.
No,
So
out. He was out today. He was out today.
out today, out today.
Yeah, out today.
Um,
Maybe. Yeah, and
yeah,
then maybe the Portland guys like Simons is out tomorrow. That's why I told you guys I'm very worried about Portland. I don't know how how extreme they're gonna do this resting. Hart, Simons, what happens in the next
They
game,
don't
I
have
don't
a
know.
good week 20 schedule though.
Yes.
So I don't think it's really, unless you've added your. I don't think they're worth a move. Your move this week. So what I did was I added LB for tomorrow's game. So I used last week's move to add them for today's game, and then and then I dropped him after. We'll drop him after tomorrow's game already, most likely.
Aside from LB, maybe a guy that I would consider more is Brandon Williams, as we talked about in our courtside DFS show. I do believe he will have a big game tomorrow, Brandon Williams.
Mhm.
Hope he doesn't disappoint me. Honestly, I haven't seen him play. I don't really know who he is, but I've seen him pop out of the box score, and he's a point guard, so I assume he's gonna get his chance tomorrow. So Brandon Williams.
Yep. Isaiah Roby. I think he was
Man,
out today, right?
yes, that's came out of
What's the
nowhere.
injury?
Back,
I
I
think the
think.
injury is he played too good
Yeah.
for the Thunder. I think that's the
Yeah.
injury. In the Thunder's lineup, if you play too well, you're gonna get rested. And I think that's what Isaiah Roby did. And Aaron Wiggins just came back from injury, so you could stream him. They have a back-to-back, I think, tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think, and
No, the next day. Wednesday, Thursday.
yeah,
I
Wednesday,
think.
Thursday. They have a back-to-back. So
That makes me think Roby might miss one of those two games because it's a back to back.
yeah, but they also have a tough opponent. I think they have Milwaukee on their first half of the back-to-back. So
And
but yeah,
people have been asking if you should drop Roby. I don't have the answer. I really don't know if he's gonna play. But if I were owning Roby, it's a playoff. I would just drop him and then get someone who I'm sure will play. I'll just probably do that at this point.
yeah. Also, Malik Beasley, a player you can stream in case he hasn't been picked up. Anthony Edwards is still out.
Pat Bev
The
is also
value
out.
and Pat Bev could be out tomorrow. I
Could be
think.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could be out
Could be out.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
If he is indeed out, then that increases the value of
Plus
Malik Beasley.
Prince. Torian
Torian
Prince
Prince is
also.
another guy who's been playing well and could be also out. Most likely, I think Prince most likely would be out. Pat Bev, I'm not sure. But yeah, Malik Beasley is the guy to add there.
Someone
Yeah.
someone I was thinking of streaming tomorrow is a player coming back, Victor Oladipo. I know I said, as you guys, we've talked about it and we said we're not really too confident about him. But if it's just for a stream, it's very intriguing for tomorrow just to stream him and see where it goes.
Oh,
Although, yeah, if it's
tomorrow's
your
his first
playoffs,
game.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
I know.
anyone would have, unless you're not yet in the playoffs and you're just cruising along, you've made the playoffs already, just waiting for that week 21. I don't think anyone would dare add him on his first game. I don't think anyone would do that unless you're
You know
very
who he's against?
who.
Houston. Excuse me.
It's Houston who traded him.
Yes. So
Uh,
I don't know. I
but
don't know.
it's the first game. Come on.
No, I mean if it's just for streaming purposes, I'm not saying you add him for the whole week.
Yeah.
For streaming, maybe there might be something there, like 10 points, 4 assists, a steal or two, maybe something like that.
Best case I think for Oladipo is the Markel Fultz numbers. If you look
Yeah,
at
something
Markel
like
Fultz
that.
numbers, I think
Yeah.
and the minutes might be the same as well. So you can pick anyone between the two, I guess, if you want to stream players. Other buy players quickly played well again today, 21 and 10. Yeah. How about Derrick Rose? Is Derrick Rose coming back?
There's no update yet. They said
Alright.
they will update this week, so let's wait for that. But as long as Rose is out, I would go with Quickly. He's their
Quickly and
sixth man right now.
Bricks. Quickly
Yeah.
and Bricks could be
Quickly and Bricks.
good stream. These guys are available in some leagues, so at least
Highland. Bones
Um,
Highland.
Yeah, Bones Highland is another guy because Will Barton is
Yes.
injured. Although
Yes.
that situation we still have to monitor because we don't know if Will Barton will miss some games. Bruce Brown, in case he was dropped, still doing well.
Yeah.
So I don't think he should be dropped even with KD around. Darius Baisley has been dropped in a lot of leagues. Yeah, he isn't playing well enough to be rested, so just ride him out
if
until
you
he.
if you missed out on Poku, maybe Baisley would be a good consolation
Yeah,
at
and
this
at
point.
this point, it looks like Poku has overtaken Baisley.
Yes, he's been playing well. He's been playing
Yeah,
well.
Poku. You talking about
Uh,
Poku playing well?
yeah, Poku.
Yeah, well, wait till they sit him out. They sit him out because he's playing too well. Anyway, Jay Crowder is another guy. What's the update on Cam Johnson? Is he playing the next game?
No update. No update. They said it's a quad. Well, again, as I said, quad contusion is the new rest. the new thing they do. So many players have quad contusions all of a sudden. So yeah, Cam Johnson now also has his quad whatever. So I believe he's gonna play. It's just me, but I think he's gonna play.
Yeah, come on, he should play. He had a career game the
Yeah.
other night. I just
He
think
was
they rested
jumping
him.
up and down, and he has quad contusion all of a sudden.
He hit the game winner. I mean, I think he just played too much during that game, so they just decided to rest him. And he had the game winner, so I guess he deserved that rest. So let's talk about those are the streamers. At this point, if you're in the playoffs, there's really not much worry players. It's easier to drop players who are not performing. You know how long the week is going to be, so yeah. And if you've had teams that are locked already just because they're eliminated, you are going against fewer teams when it comes to streaming. Feel good players, Nikola Jokic. I guess
Yeah.
still the fantasy MVP for this year.
I still number one. Fantasy MVP and real MVP.
46 points,
Definitely.
12 rebounds, and 11 assists. Actually, this week he had a game or two wherein he struggled a bit. Well, not these types of numbers. He struggled a bit. But yeah, hopefully he gets back because the teams with Jokic, my teams with Jokic, are starting their playoffs. So I need him to be this good. 46 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, 3 steals, and 4 blocks. Crazy stat line. And, lots of big numbers. Jason Tatum also had 54. Kevin Durant is just, Kevin Durant, I guess. Chris Middleton had 44. Probably his best scoring game this year. Kristaps returned. So now the impact of that, you saw Gafford came off the bench, did play much.
Bryant is out, basically, of the rotation.
Yeah.
He didn't play today.
Yeah, but I think Gafford is a drop in case you're still holding on to him. They also don't have a good schedule early in this week. So if you're in the playoffs, it's not worth holding on to. But I think Gafford is only a drop if you're in the playoffs. I think if you're not in the playoffs, you can still hold on to him. Kristaps is he's not the healthiest guy out there.
Yes.
He could probably miss some games or maybe miss the latter half. And does this impact Kyle Kuzma?
Well, the first game showed that it would not. They would need another player anyway that can score. So Kuzma was able to give 8 assists today. So that's good. That's good. His rebound still there. So I think Kuzma will be fine. I think it will be fine.
Yeah. Other notables, SGA playing so well. Let's hope that he scales back a bit so he won't get rested. We need him playing. We don't need to be playing really this good.
Well, they're losing, so that's all I need to see. If they lose, then we're fine. Let him go crazy. Let him be happy. If you're Sam Presti, let SGA be happy and showcase his game. But as long as we lose, that's why maybe they're resting Roby and the other guys around him.
Yeah.
Instead.
So yeah, we're in the playoffs, and I just saw Alperen Sengun's name, and we still don't see Alperen Sengun. So I guess
Uh,
um,
did not work out this
he's
year.
going to be he's probably going to be runner up to Ben Simmons as the stash of the year that didn't pan out.
Still 3 or 4 more weeks. So let's see. But Christian Wood has been playing very well the past 3 to 4 games. And so that's another thing that's not helping Sengun's case.
Yeah.
Because Wood is playing well. His attitude has been great, hustling. How could you rest a guy like that, right? So it's probably going to take a little longer, if ever, maybe just 1 week of 3 or 4 or 5 games of Sengun.
I would think Sengun is good for next year.
Yeah, could be for next year.
For next year already. All right. On that note, that's it for Daily Fantasy Quickie today. Good luck, players. Congratulations to the regular season champs of our Fantasy Benchwarmers League. I will probably post them, or I've congratulated them in the GC for the league. And for those who got eliminated, thank you for joining. I know we don't have consolation rounds. Just because to prevent ad dropping of players. But yeah, we'll thank you for joining, and hope you stick around to the GC and join us in any discussions there that might come up. Yeah, so we'll see you guys again tomorrow for another Daily Fantasy Quickie. Bye, guys.